Good morning. I have your morning announcements. I have a lot of announcements today some of them that are very important and very new, so listen up. First of all, tomorrow is our AP Scholar Assembly, but it's a little bit expanded, not lengthened, but because it's still going to be under an hour, but we're also going to recognize the students in the big program, the 11 students in the big program, and about 35 students who are in the Kirkwood Regional Academy classes. And I met with all of you, or many of you yesterday, except I did not meet with those who have morning classes, and you probably aren't hearing this, although some of you may have a 4th hour class. If I haven't talked with you, you might want to stop and see me, because I just this morning picked up another student who I had not been notified was in a Kirkwood class, and I don't want to leave anyone out. So we're especially introducing those students who have afternoon Kirkwood classes, because they would be here tomorrow morning, and that's almost all of our Kirkwood students. So especially if you have an afternoon class, and if you haven't talked with me, connect with me sometime today so I can be sure, or send me an email so I can be sure to include you in the recognition tomorrow. And then of course all AP scholars and all students receiving GOSH reimbursement checks for scores of 3 or higher on last summer's test will be introduced tomorrow. And we're going to hand out checks worth $10,400 and give out lots of hooded sweatshirts. They're black this year. They're really cool. And you're going to see some great entertainment. Our Revs are going to play a number. That's our top jazz band. And you're also going to see the whole show of our awesome show choir celebration. So it should be a really fun assembly. It'll be just under an hour. We will go after period 3 classes. Students, you must go with your teacher and your period 3 class and sit in assigned areas. And teachers, remember, during your prep period today, or you can come after school if you prefer, stop by room 128 and pick up all your materials, including programs for those students who will not be actually receiving awards or not in assigned seats tomorrow. Actually, it's about 200 students in assigned seats, so most of the students will be sitting with their classes tomorrow during that assembly. Okay, now here's one more really important announcement. I just learned this, and I misinformed some freshmen. Freshmen, listen up. If you are currently taking personal law, and I think it's not offered this term, but a bunch of you did last term, and a bunch more of you were signed up for next term, we were told that it didn't count to meet the government requirement, but now we've been told that it does. Anybody who's taken personal law this year and earlier, anytime before this year or anytime this year, it will meet the government requirement, the 1 semester government requirement when we convert to semesters next year. So if you were signed up for it for spring term and were thinking about bailing because you heard me say you didn't get government credit for it, change plans. You can stay in it if you want to. It will give you government credit. That's personal and government, not after this year, but any time that course is taken through the end of this year, it will count. Any student planning on submitting a reflections entry should see Mrs. Tinkham today. Now really fast with some other things here. We're going to hand out today during language arts classes Life Touch picture packets. Picture day is next Wednesday. Bring your envelope with the money in it if you want to buy the picture package, but if you don't, of course we want your picture taken, because that's how we get your IDs made, and that's how we do a million other things. And study table after school today. SAD after school today in room 116. Nitwits after school today in 118A. Robotics after school today in 103. Japanese club today after school in room 130. Art club today after school in 237. Video game club today after school in 216. Activity decathlon team after school today in 148. And committee WHS gets going tomorrow and Friday. Reminder notes with your assigned groups are being distributed now. One birthday only today. Devontae Condon, happy birthday to you. And your featured lunch item today at First and Forest is stuffed cheese sticks with marinara sauce. Also at GW's Burger Basket, at Red and Blue Crispy Chicken Sandwiches, at Establishment 57 Pizza Wedge. Really quick, last night, men's varsity basketball team, big win last night at Waterloo West, 71-53. Jason Perney scored 17, Levici Williams 12, Maurice Arrington and Jared Perney leading rebounders with 6, and Stephen Kramer and Hunter Strait each had 5 assists. That was a great win, guys. That's going to propel us on to bigger and better things. Swim teams all won last night, won big last night over Cedar Falls by huge numbers. Triple event winners included Jared Thorson, actually was Jared Thorson, and Cameron Kelly, Matt Jackson, and Nick Saulnier each won a pair of events. Also Michael Jansen, Jack Ford, Kai Burries, Mitchell Dake, C.J. McCright, and Nathaniel Burke had some great times also. Actually, Nathaniel Burke and Sam McDermott were double winners. And the girls won 260-40. More details on that later if I have time. Mr. Phillips.
Seniors, just a reminder to get your senior quote into the activities office. You can talk to Miss Carter in there, and she will show you where all that stuff is. Also, we're looking for seniors who've been friends with somebody since elementary school. That's a monument tradition. So if you have somebody who you've been friends with since elementary, just talk to me, Mr. Phillips, or send me an email. Thanks.
Next.
Adastra is having its blood drive next Friday, the 23rd. If you are 16 years old, you can sign up to donate. We'll have a sign up outside of Miss Kane's room probably tomorrow.
Also for Adastra members, we still have spots for you to volunteer, and that counts as your group project, so please sign. Thank you.
There will be a brief amnesty meeting today after school in Mr. Whitty's room, 235. Please come, and new members are always welcome.
Washington High School. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. So why not stop by and join Yobach tomorrow after school, Mr. Decker's room, 101A or B. I can't remember exactly. If you want to help out service projects and stuff like that.
So everybody won last night. Both sophomore teams won big. Both varsity basketball teams won. All swimming teams won. It was a great night for the Warriors. For the girls varsity, Ann Visser led with 12 points. Candace O'Donnell and Jessie Buck each had 10. That'll do it for these announcements on this Wednesday. Thanks for your attention.